Okay, here we have a slightly unusual parallel lines angles question. When you see an arrangement like this, it should be a trigger to think alternate angles, corresponding angles, or allied angles. You might call allied angles co-interior angles, they're the same thing. But an arrangement like this should induce you to think of those things. Now normally it's the other way around, so normally you're told that these lines are parallel and you have to calculate the angles. In this case you're given some algebra and you have to explain that or show that the lines are parallel. Well, you just have to show that one of the things I've mentioned holds. So you have to show that there's a pair of equal alternate angles, or show that there's a pair of allied angles that add up to 180. So note that it does say give reasons for your working. This is to show that. It's a proof really, but you just need to treat this with some sort of logical discipline and make sure it's very clear what the process of your working is. Now, you might spot, and many candidates did, that these two angles, whether the two lines are parallel or not, these two angles should add up to 180. Why? Because they're on a straight line, and we need to say that. So the first thing I might do is find x by adding those up to 180. So I'm going to write down 4x plus 15 plus 30x minus 5 equals 180. But before I go any further, I'm going to justify that statement by saying, because angles on a straight line add up to 180 degrees. You must write that down if it says give reasons for your working. Otherwise, where's that equation come from? Next, we simply need to solve that. So I'm just going to do, I've got the 4x there and the 30x, that's 34x, etc. And just carry on solving that, we get x equals 5. Brilliant. Okay, you've got 2 out of the available 5 marks now. Now, this is where we need to invoke one of the alternate angles or co-interior angles part of things. So I prefer the alternate angles, so we've got a pair of alternate angles here, 30x minus 5 and 20x plus 45. Great, those should be equal. So I'm going to write down here to justify everything, if the two lines are parallel, then 30x minus 5 must be equal to 20x plus 45, and again justify it straight away since alternate angles are equal. Great, we just need to, well, we can solve that and find that x is 5 again, or we can substitute x equals 5 into both the left hand side and the right hand side and show that we get the same figure, and that's what I prefer to do here. So 30 lots of 5, take away 5 gives us 145, and if you do the same for the other expression, we also get 145. So we've found that both of these angles are 145 degrees, and that's it. Don't forget to conclude. Whenever you do a proof or a show that, you should conclude, and that conclusion can be just as short as so parallel, or so the lines are parallel, and that's fine, because we've got all the other justification there. That's a full proof. And you've now scored 5 marks out of 5.